first off, I want to say there's a lot of information that I'm about to throw at you. So please be prepared for that. And I'm sorry in advance, but it's cookies. So we know how cookie season goes. If you're new to this is going to be new information for you. For a lot of the other people who've done this before, many, many years. Oh my gosh, are we on 10 years now? Oh my God, 11 years for us. I don't even want to ask Barbara. 13, yeah. 13, yeah. So we got some pros in here. It's actually a lot of fun. It's as fun as you make it. And that's the key to surviving cookie season, in my opinion, is making it as fun as you can. Going into 2026 cookie season, I will warn you now, there are changes that are happening, and they're all really cool and good. I mean, everybody who walked away from cookie training that Saturday, we spent an entire Saturday with our service unit, with our council team, and other service unit people, and everybody walked away really excited. So that tells me a lot about what's going on. So this year, Brave Fierce Fun continues on, BFF, with the black-footed ferret. It's so stinking cute. And what's so great is that, folks, your girls actually chose this. So if y'all did the survey, every year they always ask for the girls to choose the animals. So last year it was a panda, the Sweets and Treats was a grizzly bear, now it's a black-footed ferret. Again, this is an animal that is heavily endangered. So that's one of the reasons why they are focusing on that. So a little bit about our agenda here. We're going to do this like we did Sweets and Treats. We're going to have sections, and Joe is going to provide the recording and also the slides and everything along with it, probably by the end of the week, when he's done. I will warn you now, he has a night thing every day this week, it feels like. So you might not hear from him until the weekend, so just let you know. Agenda. Yes. So we're going to start off with the overview, new rewards, orders, delivery, booth selection, and lottery, and then important dates. I'm not giving you the dates until the end on purpose, but it's fun. So overview. As Barbara said, our cookie season officially starts December 1st of 2025. That means online sales and paper sales start. With online sales, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but online sales, basically they can choose girl delivered or they can get them shipped to them. If you get it shipped, usually it's quicker, but you do have to pay the shipping price. If it's girl delivered, then they don't get them until February. Well, January. Yeah, January. The end of cookie season is the day before my birthday. Yes, I know what I'm doing on my birthday, getting done with cookies. So cookie season, February 15th, and it will be a month long. It's always a month long. This year, we have a new cookie. If you came in and did not get to try the cookie, we do have samples up front. We also have samples to take with you to your troops. Those we will get at the end of the time. The new cookie is the Explore More. This cookie is very chocolatey. Everybody that I've talked to so far is like, oh, it tastes like an Oreo. It's Rocky Road themed. I will warn you, it does have peanuts in it for flavoring. So it's really tiny amount, but it does have it in there. If you look at the side of the box, though, something I will bring up that's actually been asked before at cookie booths, something that actually a Girl Scout troop petitioned the entirety of Girl Scout USA about. The cookies that they make that have palm oil in them are orangutan friendly, which is a big deal. They actually had a couple of troops come together and petition the bakeries to make sure that it was environmentally friendly, and that has come up before. So I just saw that on the side of the box and was like, wait a minute, I know about that. That's really cool. But yes, our Explore More cookie. So you see it here, And you have tried it. What color is what? The box is like a salmon color. Yeah, like pink, salmon, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, salmon. Yeah, pink, salmon, something like that. So there's that. That's a good question though, because So another thing about the cookies this year, which I think this is actually shocking for me, and this is one of the things that shocked me, is that they're $6. We only have one $7 cookie this year, and that's the Toffee-tastics. So we're keeping everything that we've had before, pretty much. Adventurefuls, which are like a caramel brownie style. Explore More is the new one. Do-si-dos, Lemon Ups, Samoa's Tags, Thin Mints, Trefoils, and of course the Toffees, which are the gluten-free. So that's really cool. All the really cool things your girls can get. Here's where I didn't do this with sweets and treats, I'm gonna do this with cookies though, because there's a lot of information about this. So you don't have to get rewards. If you are a junior, cadet, senior, or ambassador, you can opt out. Juniors can opt out. If you have a troop that is mixed, and you have a daisy in that troop, you have to go with the least common denominator there, so the youngest girl. So if you have a group of daisies and a group of cadets in one troop, you can't opt out. So keep that in mind. But if you have two troops that just happen to meet at the same time, and one troop is a daisy troop, and the other troop is a cadet troop, that's fine. The cadets can opt out, and the daisies can stay in. So just keep that in mind as you do this. But to be honest, y'all get to go look at these cool rewards, and they're really cool looking, actually. They're really nice. So here's some of our rewards. They have blankets. The Pop Charms are like what you put into Crocs. Yeah, they're little gibbets, that kind of thing. The little clip-on pouches, and a t-shirt, of course badges, the little ferret plushes, all of that there. Oh, y'all do? I'm not going back. Y'all have to wait. Oh, yes. Newness. I was wondering who was going to pick up on that. Yes. Yes. We have an entire section for that, actually. But I'm glad y'all are excited about that, though. Cookie Tech Patch. We have our Top Seller Awards, and also our Super Sisters Patch, and the bars. Bars are normal. Cookies for the military. I don't remember them doing anything fancy for the military awards except for a badge the last couple of years. But this year they're doing a headband that has like a secret pocket to it. If you do 120 plus boxes, and then the decals are like fancy stickers, basically. But they're really cool. Then you have your charms as well that you can earn. All of this is in your packet that you're going to get at the end. Then you have your Extreme Team rewards. I know from Joella, who is not here with us tonight, that we had a couple of girls who actually earned Extreme Team awards and got to go to the cool thing. Yeah. So they did change these a little bit this year. We're going to get to how. So with Extreme Team rewards, if you sell more than 1,000 boxes, if your girl sells more than 1,000 boxes, they can choose one of these rewards. I want to bring everybody's attention to the first one, summer camp credit. So, and this is going to be on another slide as well, but the summer camp credit, you can actually opt for a $200 credit to go to a summer camp for the summer. The one thing that they do tell you is you get the credit after you have paid the $50 deposit. So you still have to pay the $50 deposit to get your scout into camp, but then they apply the credit on the back end there. They have the catalog voucher, which I'll come back to in a minute. Nintendo, some creative stuff. So you choose one of those. The next one is 1,500 boxes, and it just goes up from there. There was a huge discussion about the Lululemon cards, which apparently every girl wanted a Lululemon gift card, and then nobody chose that. But they're still gonna have them. But I thought that was funny that they made a big deal about that south of us. So, and the outdoor movie night bundle, that one actually is a blow-up situation. So it's not like something huge. You actually can blow up the screen and carry it with you type of thing. And it's bigger than the last one, yeah, is what they said. 2,000 boxes. You get a choice between one of these. So a Cricut Maker, Nintendo Switch, Amazon credit, all of that kind of good stuff as well. $3,500 boxes. Oh wait, there's more. You get the choice of Behind the Adventure. More information will come about that later, but basically the Behind the Adventure thing, I've heard good things about it from people. They say that you go to Universal and get to go behind the scenes, sort of like what they... Yep, and a Universal gift card. So you get some really cool stuff there. Yep, this reward is unlocked when at least 20 Girl Scouts register council-wide, join in to make the adventure happen. So that's an option there. They can also get a 3D printer, so they can choose one of those. Okay, here's where things get fun. And bear with me on this, because this is very confusing, but I'll try my best. If you sell 5,000 boxes, please let me know. I would like to shake your hand. Yeah. So, if you do over 5,000 boxes, I want to know how the heck you got it in your car and in your house. That's what I want to know, right there. But you have the choice of, if you are a CSA, then you can get an EF tour credit to go somewhere. They don't know where yet. More information coming. You can get a laptop. They did tell us which one, but they'll let us know. Amazon catalog voucher. They said that they don't know which one it's going to be, even though they mentioned 3 different types. They just haven't decided yet. So that's what's happening there. Or you can build your own bundle. And that's where things get fun. So if you build your own bundle, you can mix and match up to $1,000 worth of rewards from bundle 1, 2, and 3. So like you could get the Cricut and then go to Universal and that kind of thing. So yes, that is a pretty good thing, I think, there. You also get to go and shake hands with the CEO of our council and have a nice little event. And I know a couple people probably did that who were here. These are the people who did it last year. They call them the Cookie Crew. When they go, they get to have a good time, which, by the way, they did say that this year they're going to try to have it inside somewhere instead of outside, because they've had good luck with weather the past couple of years, but now they're like, maybe we should find an inside place again, just in case. But you get to go to meet the CEO. They make a big production out of it because you're a top seller, and it's just a fun event there. And I do have a date for that, so y'all can put that down. Hit the wrong button. So reward highlights. Upon selecting the camp credit, you would have to put down your $50 deposit, and then they apply the $200 credit for that. If you do an Amazon voucher, just like with this year, you have to have the voucher spent by September 15th, 2026. The vouchers normally come in a couple weeks after the end of cookie season, directly from council. We, the cookie team, have no control over that. Just like with sweets and treats, if you got the vouchers, a couple people did, or the gift cards, we have nothing to do with that. That comes straight from them. The other thing about the Amazon thing is if you go and get the Amazon list, which we still have to get the link for, and you don't see something on there that you think, hey, my girl would like this, or they don't see something that they would like, you can always email them and say, hey, could you add this? So when I get more information about that, I know that was vague, I'll pass it along to Joe, who will pass it along to you.
They said they're pretty liberal.
They're very liberal. Yeah, go ahead.
The reason behind this is, it's not an Amazon gift card. It's a voucher that you can use to select items from a pre-made list of items. And the reason for that is they don't want people taking this Amazon gift card and using it to buy things that would not be in keeping with the Girl Scout law. So if there's something that your girl would really like that's available on Amazon and it's not sketchy or would make people in council look at you askance, you can always send them a message and say, hey, would you please add this to our approved list? And they will.
My daughter did that last year. She got the voucher and basically have your kid go on Amazon and go shopping and then take the link and send it to council. My daughter got a brand new set of luggage because she wants to go on her trip to South Korea with her cookie money. So, and they approved it, no problem.
And I think it was Jessica who's doing it this year, who's with the council. And she's like, yeah, just send me an email, let me know.
They just can't open up Amazon to
Yeah.
everyone.
It's like cookie money.
So,
It's a cookie bake. No, wait.
that's the only reason why they can't give you carte blanche.
Yeah, all of a sudden everybody has melatonin. So, you know. If you do the Extreme Team event, April 18th is when that's going to happen for those who get up to that level there. The other thing that you can do for cookies, and if you scan the code, and Joe will also have the forms linked in the newsletter and on Facebook and all that kind of good stuff, you can do something called the Corporate Cookie Connection. This is where you go to a local business and basically sell a whole lot of cookies to a local business. Hold up. So here is what you do. You walk into a business, hey, I'm a Girl Scout selling cookies. We would like for you to purchase these. Basically, the deadline is February 16th. All supporter forms and patch program entries must be submitted by this date. For the rewards, they do not have to make a sale for this patch. Just trying to get connections there. Rewards are now available for over $1,500 in support. If that group does buy cookies, they can process it through digital cookie, checks made out to the troop, cash to the troop leader, and they will deliver the cookies directly to the business, which is really cool. And if they do all of that and they meet the requirements, then they can get the bag and little ABC stickers here. Yes.
When you say you're going to do this, it's your. I'm sorry, thank you. When they say you're going to do this, it means your Girl Scout is going to do this. Adults do not do corporate cookie connections. The point of this is to get your girls to create a sales pitch and deliver that sales pitch to someone high up in a business that you might be familiar with. The pitch is the important part. The pitch is what gets you the patch.
So that's the key point, is that it's not us doing it, it's not the adults doing it, it's not their parents doing it, it's the girls doing it. They develop the whole program, they identify the company, they write up their pitch, they deliver their pitch, then you can submit the form and get the patch.
Thank you. And honestly, if you have a girl who's interested in this, or if y'all are interested in presenting this to your girls, one of the things I always tell people is think of the 5-minute sales pitch. Honestly, 3 sentences or less. It's 1 paragraph. Or that. Honestly, when I go out and I do community transactions with people, or I would talk to libraries about doing community transactions, talking to people, you walk in, hi, I am Christina Wilson, I am with Troop 40038. I have an opportunity to sell cookies and have identified your organization as an opportunity to help support us. And then you would give them your information about what is the program, how is it going to support you. Very short, very sweet. It does not have to be fancy. No matter how old your girl is, they're going to love it. I can guarantee it. But think short and sweet when you do this. Just like you're at a booth. Short and sweet. That's what you're looking for. For for the corporate connections, they deliver. They do have to deliver. Yes. Yeah, because these businesses are buying basically like a pallet or something like that. So they're buying a lot of cookies. Yeah. Yeah, 100 boxes is not a lot. So we would have to go back and look at the paperwork that's online again. But yeah, I think last year they had them actually shipped to the business, if I remember correctly. So yes, now we can do questions before we go into rewards. And I'm not answering about the membership thing yet because that's coming up. In the back. Okay, so yeah, so what she said is that they did it last year, and they had somebody who did like 50 boxes, and they did just pull it from their stash. Okay. So, it was a small group, yeah. And, okay, same thing. Yes, ma'am. No one is allowed to sell cookies except for Girl Scouts. They usually just hand them out to their employees, or clients, or something like that.
That's part of the pitch that you developed. If you pitch to the CEO, what is it? Why do I buy cookies from you?
Yeah, let me repeat again, and we're going to talk about how you sell and what you're allowed to do for selling. But let me make this clear, is that Girl Scouts are the only ones who are allowed to sell Girl Scout cookies. Businesses are not supposed to be selling Girl Scout cookies as that business. So we're going to come back to that. So Joe Wilson, who works at IRSC, is not allowed to say IRSC is selling Girl Scout cookies. Joe Wilson, the parent of a Girl Scout, can walk up and say, hey, yeah, I'm selling Girl Scout cookies. You want to have some boxes? So there's a difference there. But good question. That's a very good question. I think there is a minimum. I'd have to go back and look at the paper. So I will definitely look into that, and we will post that information as soon as he gets it up there. Any questions about anything that I've said so far about, this is all basic stuff. Like I said, it's an overview. Any questions about any of that? Okay. New rewards. Since everybody wants to know about rewards, because we got some new awards coming, and it is actually going to be fun. So, first things first, your initial order reward. If you are a returning troop and you order more in your initial order, which we will discuss at a later time, you can get 2 exclusive 2026 Cookie Season Troop Leader t-shirts. We don't know what they look like yet. They're going to let us know in December. And you can have those for freezies. Now, if you are a troop, like my troop, and we have 3 leaders, they are going to open up a store to where you can buy a 3rd one, but you have to pay for the other shirts. Okay? But you get 2 free ones. So, let's say you ordered 400 boxes last year, and this year you order 500, and that's your initial order. Because you sold more, because you initial ordered more, you were qualified for that shirt. Okay? The next one is probably the one my girls are going to be most excited about is the pizza party. If you get 100% of your girls reaching 100 plus boxes, that's important in just a minute, then they will give you a $100 gift card for a delicious pizza celebration. So if you have 25 girls, all 25 girls must reach 100 boxes each. If you have 7 girls, like me, all 7 must reach at least 100 boxes. Folks, anyone here who's an old timer can tell you, how many booths does it take to sell 100 boxes?
One the first weekend, unless you're splitting with somebody.
Yeah, one. And it's a minimum of 5 girls to a troop. So if you have less than 5 girls, you do not qualify, but please make sure if you're over 5 girls that you encourage this. And you're going to want to do that anyway. Council-wide top 3 PGA troops. Top performing troops will earn big rewards for their hard work. First place gets a gift card of $300, second place $200, third place $100. All of that's going to go to the Girl Scout store. So that means you get $300 worth of credit at the Girl Scout store or the mobile store, what have you. And that way, all your patches are bought for the year. New supplies, stuff like that. Yeah. Good question. Okay, as an aside, they are starting to do a mobile pop-up store at council-led events. And you'll see this, like for Smart Cookie, they'll say, hey, the mobile store's here. Basically, all it is just a small amount of what they have at the store for swag. So it's like shirts and stuff like that. Maybe. Usually, council keeps everything south of us, unfortunately. If you would like them to change that, please email them at the council email address that we will give you later. Because we have complained enough, and it is now your turn. Yes.
However, the pop-up store, you can also call them, place an order, pay for it, and pick it up at that event as well.
Yes. Yeah, so you can like get your badges
Like you're
and
going
stuff.
to Smart Cookie, for instance, down south,
Yeah.
and you don't want to make a trip to the Girl Scout store, place your order, have them pull it and pay for it over the phone, and then they'll bring it to you out in Smart Cookie.
The last but not least new reward that we're going to hear a lot about in just a minute is the membership renewal reward. Yes. Okay. If your girls sell over 100 boxes, 1 booth's worth, 2 if they're sharing, then they will get free membership renewal for next year. Now, there are buts attached to this. But it's actually really a good butt. This is actually a really good butt. And I have an entire video to show that our CEO and council head has put together. So, let me give you the short version. Basically, what they're doing is when you sell a box of cookies, if you are participating in rewards, normally you would get 78 cents per box. If you do not get the rewards, you would do 80 cents a box. What council is going to do this year is instead of 78 cents, you're going to get 70 cents. They're taking 8 cents. If you don't do the rewards, you get 72 cents a box. We'll come back to that math later because I had to math a little bit with this. What they're going to do is automatically take that 8 cents off the top, and it's going to go towards helping everyone in the council to make sure if you reach over 100 boxes sold per girl, then you get a free membership. If you are graduating out of Girl Scouts, they're going to give you lifetime membership. Who in here has lifetime? How much was lifetime?
200.
Lifetime's $200. Membership. Okay, let's say this again. What Haley just mentioned. If you are a volunteer for more than 10 years, it's $200. Or if you're graduating out. Yeah. Or graduating out is $200. If you're not, then it's $400. So keep that in mind. Next year's membership is going up. As we all know, this year, membership went up in the first tier of going up in the nation, not for council. Council membership is going to continue to be $15 until further notice. But for next year's membership, it's going to be $80 instead of $65. So what they're going to be covering with that 8 cents is $80 for each girl. So what they're trying to do is to help out people who had issues with registration this year. And to explain better and more, how do I make this start?
One more click.
Lisa Johnson, our
This is Lisa
CEO,
Johnson,
can explain
CEO
it.
of Girl Scouts of Southeast Florida. I want to thank Brielle and Jessica from our product sales team for allowing me to come on and talk a little bit about a new membership reward that we'll be offering during the 2026 cookie sale. We are super excited about this reward, and feedback so far has been very, very positive. So we're looking forward to sharing it with you today. In order for me to give you the information about the reward, I want to give a little bit of background about how we got here. And I want to look at membership year 2026, which of course just started October 1st of this year. And this was the first year of a 2-year tiered membership increase, membership dues increase from Girl Scouts of the USA. And so in spring of 2025, during spring renewal, our troops saw membership dues climb from $25 to $45. Our council service fee remained the same at $15, but total membership went to $60 per girl, creating a burden on troops, particularly who had been encouraged and had done so for many years, covered the cost of renewal for our girls out of their troop treasury following the cookie sale. It simply got too expensive, and troops were having to make decisions about whether or not to participate in year-end activities or set aside those funds for renewal. And so many troops found themselves in a position to pass the renewal responsibility back to families. Not surprisingly, we saw a decline in spring renewal this year with the price increase. Girl membership for October 1 of this year was 4,295 girls, which is down 12.3% over the prior year. And nationally, we're seeing renewal down 8.7% as of October 1st. Certainly, those dues increase, troop plans, and parent participation in renewal all factored into that. What we know, though, is that Girl Scouts of Southeast Florida continues to outpace the national average when it comes to retention. We are currently ranking 11 out of 112 councils at 62.4% girl retention rate. Nationally, retention is at 55.2%. You can see the ranges here. So this presented a little bit of a dilemma, and we wanted to talk about how we could solve that. As we look at the reality for membership year 2027, membership dues will go up again, and it will begin in the spring renewal period in 2026. And now dues will go from $60 per girl to a total of $80 per girl. And that raises the question of how we can work together to ensure that girls have continued access to Girl Scout membership. Because we know that when girls are served in Girl Scouting for more than 1 year and multiple years, that the outcomes for them are stronger. So we are introducing a new cookie sale reward where every girl who sells 100 or more boxes will receive her membership renewal for membership year 2027. Graduating seniors who sell 100 boxes will receive a lifetime membership. Now, I'm pretty sure that you're having the same reaction I've had in the other groups that this has been shared with, and that sounds amazing. However, it is very expensive for us to be able to put this forth as a membership reward. So I want to talk a little bit about the numbers and how we got to it, and the investment that Girl Scouts of Southeast Florida is prepared to make to ensure that girls have access to continued membership. On this slide, you'll see the cost of what it will take if all of the girls last year who sold 100 or more boxes were part of this membership incentive. It would be a $195,000 investment in membership dues, and it would be foregoing $43,000 additional dollars in the council service fee revenue. That's $238,000. We are not making any other material changes to our other product sale rewards or costs. Keep in mind, the girls often pick a reward and work their goal toward that reward. They'll still be able to do that. This is an and reward, not an or. Every girl who sells 100 or more boxes will earn this reward. She will also be eligible for all the awards that she earns at whatever level she sells cookies at. There's also no reduction planned in other financial assistance offered by the council. Our budget for financial assistance for membership year 2026 is $173,300, and that remains fully intact. So let me talk a little bit about how we're going to help cover the cost. For the most part, it will be a council investment because the total cost of this, based on last year's participation in the sale, is about 19 cents per box. And we do expect to see that number rise based on the number of girls who sold perhaps 24 to 99 boxes moving into this 100 box category. So here's how we're going to do it. It's going to be a little bit from the council and a little bit from the troop, and I'm going to walk through all the numbers. The troop investment and return on investment for this is large. The troop will forego 8 cents per box sold in troop-based proceeds. That means the base proceed that was paid in 2025 of 78 cents will now be 70 cents for the 2026 sale. This is exclusive of any additional proceeds earned by the troop for spring renewal, for participation in the fall product sale, for opting out. All of those are still absolutely in play. This is just on the base proceed alone. And again, you see there again that in this case, every girl who sells 100 boxes will receive membership renewal for MY27, and the graduating seniors who sell 100 boxes will receive their lifetime membership. Basic math would tell you that 8 cents per box at 100 boxes is $8. The troop will forego $8 on those 100 boxes for the potential of an $80 membership revenue. The 8 cents is on all boxes that we sell. And so our objectives here are to increase the girl participation rate. Currently, we sit at about 72 to 73% every year. We were 72% in 2025. And then we want to increase the number of girls who hit that 100 box mark by looking at girls who sold between 24 and 99 boxes in 2025. So now what I'd like to do is apply this in real troop examples. These are actual troops from Girl Scouts of Southeast Florida, and I'm going to provide you with 9 examples. And I will start by saying that in almost every single case that this membership reward renewal is a benefit for the troop and for the girl, because troops will not have to be concerned about setting aside funds for renewal, so it actually can put more money in their troop treasury when you consider that.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. For a couple reasons. One, this was like an hour and a half discussion with her when we did cookie training, and this is like a 15-minute video. I will make sure he. Oh, thank you. Use my presentation on the recording.
Thank you.
Okay, so basically, that was the basics of what I just said. And this gives you sort of some real life examples of a troop. And if I do quick math from my troop from last year, and we sold about 2,500 boxes of cookies, if I remember correctly, times, let's see, 0.08. It's about 200 bucks out of our pocket is what we gave for our,
Which is less than what we would spend on renewal.
yes,
Last year.
yeah.
The increase in renewal.
So I have 7 girls times
So do the math.
80, that's $560 for my troop to renew next year. And and they're gonna get $200 from cookies. So if you think of it like that, think about your troop and how many people you have in your troop. If you sell more than 100 boxes of cookie per person, that extra money is gonna go towards helping somebody else out. And the best way to explain it, and I know people are gonna be like, oh my God, I'm giving up money. You're helping out a Girl Scout who needs it. This is the ultimate Girl Scout way here. You're helping every Girl Scout and be a sister to every Girl Scout here. And I think that is so amazing. Me personally, that's my opinion. But everyone who walked away from the training after this was like, wow, this is really great. Especially in today's economic climate where you have to decide, do I pay for Girl Scout memberships or do I pay for food on my table? This helps. And they actually have, she mentioned the extra funding that they have. They have an entire Title I funding that they're working through and helping out and all that kind of good stuff too. So just keep that in mind with this, but honestly, again, 100 boxes is so easy. Yes, ma'am. No, that's a great question. That 100 boxes is per scout. That is not for everybody in your troop needs to be a part of it. It's per scout. So if you have 25 girls and only 5 of them hit 100 boxes, those 5 girls get that renewal. Now, with that said, that other reward with the pizza reward, if you get 100% participation, y'all get that pizza party. So keep that in mind with that. Yeah. No. No, this is a different subject. No. No, but we're going to talk about that in initial orders. No, this is by the end of the season. So if we are starting our season on January 12th and then ending February 15th. Yes, technically. But I'm going to go with booths here. Just for that month of booths. Not online sales, no nothing. Booth starts in January. We'll come back to that. Because we have an entire section on booths, don't we, Barbara? But if you sell 100 boxes, again, it's one booth. And then you're done. That first week of cookies. And you got that. Now, leaders, that does not mean you get renewed. You still have to pay for it. Unless your girls love you and they decide to pay for it for you. You have that choice. That's between you and your troop. But that 100 boxes is very easy to get for your girls. And I highly suggest doing that. Because if you think about it, as we talk about initial orders in just a second, not only does that mean you don't have to pay for renewal, you don't have to worry about it. You can now go in and say, oh, you know what? We now have extra money to figure out what we want to do with over the summer and go have some more fun because the council's paying for our renewals. So it's money back in your pocket to have some fun. Yes, ma'am.
This question may be premature,
No, go ahead.
but you know that extra 15 cents or so that we just earned if we met all of those early bird
Mm-hmm.
qualifications?
Right.
If the girls do qualify and the whole troop
the add-on incentive. Yes, they are still doing the incentives. So
It's the base went down.
the base price is what went down, not the incentives.
I think I understand your question, which is, if council is renewing everybody, are they going to do an early bird renewal incentive next year?
Yes. So early bird will still apply, and more information will come for that. So if they reach that 100 boxes, they automatically get renewed for that early bird.
You don't get auto-renewed, that's the key.
No. You have to renew them, but, okay, let me finish my statement here. Here, let me finish. When early bird renewal comes up, and you go in and renew little Sally Sue, and she has actually sold 100 boxes, what council will do, you go in as a troop leader and say, okay, Sally Sue, you're in, you're now gonna be here for next year, awesome. Council comes back in and says, oh, Sally Sue sold 3,000 cookies, woohoo. She automatically gets in for early, not only is that early bird, but also gets her payment. The fee will be waived in essence, yes. When that time,
Underline the part where you do have to go back into my.
yes, you still have to renew those people.
Renew for all of your girls, it doesn't
Yeah.
happen automatically.
Yeah, no, and when the time comes, we will remind you of all of this too. So, like I said, this is gonna be a lot of information thrown at you, a lot of new stuff, but that's why we're doing it in phases. Yes, ma'am?
So if we have a larger troop and only like half of them meet that 100 box goal to get the renewal, like, can we then ask parents to pay the membership fee for the?
That is between you and your troop and your parents.
Okay.
That is what they said. How you renew is between your troop and your parents. Now, in my troop, the way that we do it, cookie season pays for their renewals.
That's how we've done it.
And that's what they figure most people actually do with their cookie season off the top for that. There are cases where troops do say, hey, parents, you have to pay for it. That's between the troop and the parents at the end of the day.
Parents that give the bare minimum.
Right.
and some that go above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
But we still include those girls because they did participate, but would it, I guess I just wanna make sure that it's not wrong to then ask those parents to pay for the renewal if they did not.
It is not
they
wrong.
chose not to put the effort in to get that 100 box goal.
It is not wrong.
I would recommend you go into your meeting and tell them your new bare minimum to be, participating is 100 boxes.
Yep. Yep.
That's your new bare minimum.
I'll come back to that.
Sell 100 boxes or you pay the $8?
That's literally
Yep.
25 boxes at 4 meetings once a week.
Yeah. In the very, very back, I see your hand, I know.
Yeah, okay, for graduating girls,
Yes.
if we're doing like brownies to juniors,
Mm-hmm.
who's keeping like track or is still gonna apply?
No.
when they sell their 100+ boxes?
Graduation is if you are leaving Girl Scouts after high school.
No, what do you call it, leveling up?
Yeah, Bridget.
Oh, bridging. Bridging.
Bridging, for bridging girls.
Right.
It's gonna like mark if like troop 21 takes this new junior who was a brownie who sold 100+ last year from troop 18.
The renewal is attached to your name, not your troop,
Okay,
or not your level.
okay.
Yeah, it's attached to your name specifically. So, eBuddy, yes, that's something that I will say now before we go into initial orders because this is where things get fun. We do not have access to eBuddy yet. We do not get access until the 11th, hopefully. So the second we get access, we'll let y'all know. If you need training on eBuddy, we will set up a special Zoom session for you. And Mr. Joe has already volunteered to help lead that. No, I don't mind doing it. He's just volunteered his time. But yes, we will train you on how to do eBuddy. It's very easy, honestly. If you did sweets and treats, then you know exactly what you're doing with eBuddy. Yeah. And if you ever need technical support with that, before you reach out to actual technical support, please feel free to reach out to one of us in the service unit team. We're more than happy to help. So please keep that in mind. So, math time. I know, y'all thought y'all were out of school for all you teachers, right? Initial orders. Initial orders are the orders that you put in on December 13th for pickup in January. Initial order is so important, especially this year. Initial orders is what's going to get you through most of your cookie booth season. Now, with that said, pop quiz. When does cookie season officially start? 12/1. That means that you're almost 2 weeks into December before you have to do an initial order. Keep that in mind with this. So, what should my initial order look like? Because we get asked this all the time. If you're a returning troop, look at what you did last year. Hopefully, you've kept up with it. If not, eBuddy did. So you can go back at eBuddy and look at your last year once we get that open.
You can log in and look at last year's now.
Oh, yeah, true. Decide what the goals are per girl. You get your packets at the end of tonight. You can take your packet, go to your girls. What you want to do? How much do you want to put your effort into it? I can tell you right now, my girls, they're like, we're teens, we'll do whatever. Younger girls, they might be like, let's go gung-ho, I want 5,000 cookies. You as troop leaders are gonna go, and be reasonable. So think about that. What are you using the money for? That's a big one. Are you using it just to have some fun? Or are you gonna actually do something with it? Like go on a trip or something of that nature. And then the big one. All right, this is for the adults in the room. How many booths are you willing to put up with? Let's be real. I know our girls. We will drag our girls to every single booth we can. It's about the parents. So think about how many booths you're actually willing to do. Is it 2 booths a day, 4 booths a day? Y'all have to think about it anyway when we start doing the lottery. New troops. Guess what? It's pretty much the exact same questions. The other big one, though, is how many girls are participating? And I know that sounds weird to ask, but if you are a new troop, there are girls and parents who are going to go, I don't know. Do I really want my girls standing out there at a booth or not? And they might be a little hesitant, even though it's great. Our girls love booths, and they have had a great time doing booths. And they get to meet people, talk. It's a great experience. Everyone should do at least one booth because it really does build their confidence, especially for the daisies who are very shy. And they have one of our first years doing it. We were at a Publix. Some guy rolled up in a very fancy car, walked up to our daisies, and ended up buying like $200 worth of cookies and then rolling away. And that just made their day. And they were so happy about that. That actually did happen at one of the Publixes around here. And you'll see it on TikTok. There's some guy on TikTok who goes up to a booth and buys their entire stock. And that's his cookie stash for the year. So, yes. Yes.
We should make that trend.
So, you can see that. And again, what are the individual goals for the girl? There are like cookie batches galore that you can do with these kids to get to this. How many booths do you want to participate in? All that kind of good stuff. So, suggested numbers. At the end of tonight, you're going to get this packet. This is a very important packet because it has all your stuff in there for cookies stuff. But also, read the front of the packet because it has a lot of good information on there. And I actually pulled this slide from the packet. So, I did math, so you guys wouldn't have to. Yes, this is going to be a fun one. On average, last year, they had an average of 330 boxes sold per girl. So that's roughly, if you just do booths, I'm not talking online sales, that's roughly 4 booths, maybe 5. So 4 to 5 booths worth. So 330 boxes sold per average. When you get your packet, on the front, it gives you a breakdown of what the council suggests that you should have in your initial order. Now, I don't know about you, but it's weird to see 0.3 and 0.1 and all that kind of fun stuff. But here's what it looks like. So for one girl who sells 330 boxes, you would have 27% Thin Mints, which would be 90 boxes or 7.5 cases. No, you cannot order half cases, you have to do a full case. So that would be 8 cases. That means you have a little extra there. You know, gotta do the math there. Samoas, 19%, so let's say 20. You're looking at 66 boxes, about 5.5 cases. Tags, 11%. 36 boxes, 3 cases. Do-si-dos, 8.1. Trefoil, 8.1. 27 boxes or 2.25 cases. So roughly 3 cases for each. Lemon Ups, 6.3. So 21 boxes or 2 cases. We were talking earlier about lemons. 2 cases, there it is right there. That's council's suggestion. Adventure Roll, 7.8. 26 boxes, 3 cases technically. Toffee-tastic is under a case actually per girl.
Order a case for your troop.
Yeah, 1 case for your troop. Explore Mores. They are actually saying 9% for Explore Mores. Now, I think that's really low for a new cookie, but they did not tell us that there's a shortage of this one. Now, does that mean that they have a splurge of them? No, but they're not treating it like they did the Raspberry Rally, so that's good. Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's a good point. Explore More, since it does have peanut in it, it's for the flavoring, it's peanut flour. I don't know how much of a difference that makes to people with peanut allergies, but it's peanut flour. I'm taking it seriously because it says it on there. That means that you still have an allergy. So, yes. So please just be aware of that. So that might be a reason why it's a little low there. So you're looking at about 30 boxes or 2.5 cases. Now this is per girl. So if you have a troop of, let's say, 15 girls, you're going to take these numbers and multiply it by 15. And that's your initial order. Boom, you're good. If you are a returning troop, look at what you did last year. And look at what your popular cookies are. Some people go crazy for Thin Mints. And half of their order is nothing but Thin Mints. And have a booth with just mints. Yeah, I mean, that does happen. The year before last, we did not have enough do-si-dos to save our lives. So this last year, we got more do-si-dos. We couldn't get rid of them. So it's a toss-up. But if you're a new troop, this is actually a very reasonable breakdown, in my opinion, of what you're going to do. Yeah. Yeah, if you see a half, you can either round down or round up. Now, here's where I'm going to step off to the side for a second. I don't have a slide for this, but I want to bring this up. If, let's say, December 1st rolls around, and y'all start selling cookies like crazy online, first off, Awesome job. Kudos to you. Secondly, if that person chooses girl delivered, they will add that automatically into your initial order. But, yes, so factor that in. But, and Danielle, tell me if I say, or Barbara, tell me if I say this wrong. They are going to cut that off the day before the 13th. So when you go into eBuddy, you might already see, hey, my girl sold 3 boxes of Lemon Ups. I have a case sitting there.
I think she's planning to do 2 days ahead of time.
2 days, yes, okay. That's why I know she said beforehand, but they are gonna cut it off this year so it doesn't mess up your initial order. So you can go in and say, okay, it says to only have 8 boxes of Toffee Tastics. Well, we've already sold 2. I know that the case is there, so do I really need another case? So that will be in there. Again, we will take a look at this for you beforehand and send out a reminder a couple of days before that to see where we are.
Because if one girl has one box of cookies, you're getting a whole case.
Yes, so if for example, that person online orders a girl delivered, please let me say that very, very clearly, girl delivered 1 box of Toffee Tastics, you get an entire case. Yes. Yes, because they do not deliver in boxes, they deliver in cases. No. I know, it was worth a try. No, you cannot turn off things for pre-orders.
So what you can
Bum,
do
bum, bum.
is go back into eBuddy and subtract the case from your initial order.
Yes.
And that's why they're giving us that 2-day window where they're gonna stop updating eBuddy girl delivery orders.
Before you put in your order.
2 days to go back in, double check, and make sure that no random online orders has pushed us into an initial case.
Right.
Suddenly we're getting 15 cases of 10 minutes instead of 14.
So basically what they're doing is 2 days before you put in that initial order. So on the 11th of December at midnight, they're going to turn off any online orders that will go for your initial order. That does not turn off your sales online. It only turns off what's going to affect your initial order. So that means when you go in on the 13th to place your order, you can see what is already there and then add to it accordingly. Okay? Last year they had an issue with that and they're fixing it this year. So here's where we go into some more math. Guess what I did the other night? A lot of math. So, okay. This is actually based off of what I could find online, so this is just a hypothetical here. So let's say your girls decide they want to go to SeaWorld and spend the night. And you have 15 girls. I just chose a random number here, okay? Trip cost is about $200 per girl. That's all inclusive. That means they get to go spend the night, they get the trip into the park, and their food's covered, type of a thing. Well, you know, in order to get to $200 per girl, based on the 70 cents, not 72 cents, but the 70 cents that you're going to get per box, you have to sell 140 boxes per girl. How many booths are that? 2 to 3 booths. So that's what they have to do to get that $200. For the troop, it's going to be $3,000, which means that they have to have at least 2,100 boxes that they sell as a troop in order to have every girl get up to that cost. What does that mean in cases? That's 175 cases of cookies. How many booths do you need? Between 15 and 20 booths for the entire season. That does not include online sales. This is just for booths. And it comes into handy later. So around 4 per week. That is your breakdown to get to go to SeaWorld. What does that mean based on what the council is suggesting? It's broken down here. So that means I would order 48 cases of Thin Mint, 35 of Samoas, 19 of Tags, 14 of Do-Si-Dos, 14 of Trefoil, 11 Lemon Ups, 14 of Adventurefuls, 4 cases of toffee, and 16 cases of Explore Moors. So, yes, you would adjust accordingly to what you need. But this is just the initial breakdown. So if you are new to this and you need help with an initial order, please, this is a great example, I feel like, of a breakdown. Also, look around. You can come to us on the service team. Go on Facebook. Ask us, hey, what'd y'all do? What's your expectations? You have people who have 13 plus years of experience on the Facebook group in this room. We're happy to help. All right? So know what your troop wants to do. That goes back to that first slide I was given there. Yes, still 12 boxes per case with that. So cookie season planning. And then I'm going to give it to Barbara for a little bit. Cookie season planning 101. Plan based on your troop goals. So talk to your girls, make them set goals. Plan your initial order to cover 75+% of your season. Let me repeat that. 75+% of your season should be in your initial order. Online sales and your cookie order, what we were mentioning before. Girls can sell starting December 1st. Later on, when I get to the dates, December 4th is the $5 shipping day. December 4th. And the cool thing about that is that those cookies will actually get to them before Christmas. So you can give them out as Christmas presents. Or so I've been told. I didn't do it last year, but $5 shipping. And we'll come back to that in a minute. Cookie cupboard. Everyone asks about cookie cupboards. Yes, we will have one. No, that is not where you get your initial order. You must put in an initial order in order to have cookies for your booth and your troop. Do not rely on the cupboard for that, please. We ask that, please, and here's why. Because we ain't gonna have cookies for you. Our cookie cupboard is small, and it's gonna be smaller this year. We do not have the space for it. This is gonna be in Miss Danielle's house, and her house only has so many square foot. Anybody else in here want to donate their time and effort for this? Come talk to us. We went to Cheney Brothers. We went to other locations. We even looked at a couple of storage spaces. Nobody wanted to help. So, folks, cookie cupboard, don't expect more than 300, what, do we figure like, what, 3,000 cases?
Yeah, the first time would be, no, 300 cases.
300 cases. 3,000 cases. 3,000 cases.
That's not much.
And that's not a lot.
That was-
So do not expect the cookie cupboard to fund your entire season.
we had 41
It is there to supplement your needs. And I know that sounds harsh, but folks, we're all volunteers here and we only have so much space in our houses. Okay? And we're asking you to do the initial order. We're giving you math breakdowns here for this. So you are not guaranteed for cookies for that. Please take that into consideration. Not only that, but there is a council warehouse. And if you want to get cookies from council, sure. Also, do not think you can go to Cookie Warehouse and get your entire cookie seasons covered, because you can't. They made it very clear to us, those cookie warehouses, they have 2 of them that they keep open. One is in Fort Lauderdale, one is in West Palm. Those are there to supplement cookies during the season as it allows. They ran out of cookies last year. First time in a long time, they said. But we were one of the 2 councils that actually sold all the cookies. So do not rely on that. And they're going to order accordingly. Again, they were very clear with us on that. If you want to go to the council warehouse, please feel free. We've done it before. It's actually very easy to do. But don't think you're going to get your entire cookie season's worth of cookies from there, because they won't give it to you. They just don't have enough. And they're covering the entire council area. So let me give you an idea of that. That's from Vero all the way down to the end of Fort Lauderdale, all the way out to Okeechobee. So we're looking at what she said we have 41 troops just for us. If you think about Fort Lauderdale and all that, there's like 7 to 12 councils, I think. Is that right? Service units? Yeah. So think about that. Probably more than that, yeah, that they have to service. They had an entire hour of telling us how they're doing their cookie pickup. So it's a lot. Also, we do offer cookie trading. On Facebook, we have an entire cookie trading thing. So if you ever run out of, let's say, I ran out of Thin Mints. Guess what? I can guarantee you somebody has Thin Mints that they will give you. And we can walk you through all of that.
Or if hypothetically you ordered way too many Do-si-dos and didn't know how to get rid of them last year, you can also say, hey, I've got way
love
too
those
many Do-si-dos. Somebody wants some?
Yeah, like honestly, we have people about after the first 2 weeks of cookie season, I can guarantee you on Facebook, folks are going to be like, look, I got 50 cases of Do-si-dos, who needs them? And I can guarantee you within 24 hours, now I'm making that up with the 50 cases, but they're going to be gone. Like, we are really good about trading cookies in and out. There is a cookie buyout day. I have to look up when that is, but it is available as well.
Except for unless you have it home delivered.
Unless you have it home delivered. And unless you did a second pickup, yes. Anyone here doing home delivered?
Initial order.
Okay.
If we've got more, then you can't bail out.
We'll talk about home delivered in a minute when we talk about pickup day with that.
But before bailing out, think about swapping or giving a shoot. I mean,
Yeah.
quite honestly, I would rather a troop, instead of us getting another orders in and us not having them in at my house, if you want to bail out, see if someone will take them first.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I can guarantee you somebody's going to need those cookies.
You don't have to make a one-to-one trade with another troop. Say, I'm going to give you this many boxes of cookies, and you give me this many boxes of cookies.
Oh, no.
You and the other leader. So if that other leader wants to be kind and just take that extra 15 cases of Do-si-dos off of your hands for you because they know they can sell them and the girls have a goal, that's totally okay. You can make that transaction happen immediately. The two of you work together and work it out. It doesn't always have to be a one-to-one exchange.
Yeah, a lot of times there's not a one-to-one exchange. You don't have to make it one-to-one. You can actually just say, hey, I'm looking for 15 boxes of Samoas. And somebody might pipe up and be like, here you go, I got you. And that's it, you're done. And you just put it in eBuddy and life is happy. So you have that. Any questions about initial cookie orders? Or cupboards or anything like that?
The other leader's going to walk through how to actually put your initial order in. We're going to go through initial order time.
Yes, we will talk about initial orders in December. I promise you that, okay? Delivery day. Y'all, let me tell you, our delivery day is a well-oiled machine. And I can tell you right now, when I walked out of that building listening to how the delivery day goes south of us, since it took an hour talk about how delivery day was horrible last year, I wanted to pat ourselves on the backs. We got this down. It is great. Our delivery day is Saturday, January 10th. And it's going to be at Renaissance Charter School at Tradition. We are going to share our delivery day with, is it Martin County or Vero? With C-Star, with Martin County. So we are going to share with them and show them how awesome we are, because they're going to come to our day to help out. So our delivery day, I pulled the Google image. So it's at Renaissance Charter School at Tradition, which is, if you go to Tradition and you keep going past Tradition all the way down, is where it is. When you turn off of Tradition Parkway, you're going to turn left into the entrance area here, Let's see if I can get this to work right. So you have your entrance here to the car loop. This is the car loop. Here. Do not enter the car loop unless you have everybody with you. If you do not have everybody with you, continue forward and please go into the staging area here, which is the parking lot. And then y'all can kick back, relax, and wait. That just keeps traffic flowing, because if you have 5 people lined up in the staging area, I can tell you right now, folks are gonna be like, why are we lined up back here? Is the line that long? It's not. When you go around the car loop, you're gonna have 2 lanes. So right here, there's actually 4 lanes that they do underneath the awning. That's where all the cookies are, is underneath this awning. There's gonna be 1 lane, 2 lanes. We have 2 lanes of cookie pickup. However,
Your party needs to be in 1 lane.
yes,
Not pull into, like, your whole troop, if we got 5 cars, they all need to be lined up one after another.
yes,
Not in the 2 lanes.
yes. Unless you, we're gonna come back to that. Oh, I got a speech about that. So, yes, you have to keep your party together in the same lane. Because here's what happens. And on this wonderful little form, it tells you what your cars can handle. Folks, I can tell you right now, when I went and got my car, one of the first questions I asked is, how many Girl Scout cookie boxes can I fit in my car? And the guy looked at me funny. And I said, y'all should know that. That's important. Because I need to know, can I fit 300 cases or can I fit 5 cases? When you show up, I'm gonna have a whole slide on that. We're gonna come in, you pick up your cookies, you don't get out of your car, you go la la la, cookie, 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 you sign at the end, and then you leave, and everything is good. Life is happy. We're gonna have so many volunteers. So, what do you bring to drop off, to initial pickup? Okay. First things first, patience and happy attitude. Folks, I'm going to tell you a story. And because it happened to my kid, I'm going to sound a little mean for a second. My kid has been at the front entrance for 2 years in a row with our troop people. For 2 years, we've had parents cussing my child out. If your parent shows up, and my kid radios to one of the service unit teams that they're being cussed out by a parent, we're going to ask that parent to leave.
You will not be picking up cookies today.
And that parent will not be picking up cookies. Those girls are out there as volunteers. They're doing this out of the kindness of their heart when they could be at home asleep, especially for teenagers. Also, those girls are there to tell them where to go. And yeah, I know it sounds crazy that a parent would be cussing out a bunch of teens, but they're like, how dare you tell me that I can't go right over here? And they're like, dude, we're finding out where to send you. Hold up. Chill. Like guy got in their face. So folks, please bring your patience and happy attitude. Yes, it's early. Yes, it's going to be busy. And folks, it's in January, so it's going to be cold. So plan for the cold. And under that awning is not going to be warmer. So please be prepared for that. And there's going to be a lot of kids out there. When we start to ask for volunteers, I'm going to skip ahead down at the bottom. We do ask for juniors and up to volunteer, mainly because it's a lot of moving pieces. And it's going to be very quick and very efficient. We would love to have daisies and all that, but it's very dangerous, and there's a lot of, they can carry like 1 case, and we need to get cases in and out. So, not saying y'all can't do it, just saying it would be better not. Closed-toed shoes are a must, because I'm going to tell you right now, it hurts to kick 5 boxes of cookies without closed-toed shoes. So closed-toed shoes.
Closed-toed shoes are mandatory anytime Girl Scouts goes anywhere to do anything for the insurance.
Yeah, that. Water bottles. Hydrate, don't dehydrate. Yes. and an empty bladder. And I say this only because there's no restrooms out there. The school's not open to the public. We're just using, yeah, so you have to go all the way back down to Wawa to go to the potty. So please make sure that you do all of that before you get in line there. Cars, trucks, vans for cookies. Make sure everything's cleaned out. No car seats, no extra animals, no, I don't know, whatever you have in your car. In my case yesterday, no pumpkins, no nothing. So please make sure you have all of that out. If you end up bringing siblings and you have a car seat, like this cute little one, please plan accordingly. That means that you just lost 10 cases worth of spot. More than that, probably. So I say that as a plan accordingly, okay? Also,
Because these are things that happen every year.
every year. As an aside, if you are planning on picking up and you don't have the cars to do it, U-Haul has really good rates. And last year, for the past 2 years, we've rented a van right up the street from the school. There's a U-Haul pickup place. And the van, I think, was like $50 for the day. And we didn't even use it the whole day. But it fit 2,500 cases easily. And we still had room. So just to give y'all an idea. Do not trust, go to U-Haul first, unless somebody has a different experience. My experience in the past has been, don't trust Home Depot and do not trust Lowe's for their vans. Because if folks don't bring them back, sorry, they'll just shrug at you and keep going. Go to U-Haul or Enterprise or someplace like that, okay, to get a van.
Share the cost with another troop.
Yeah.
One troop's loaded together.
Yeah. If you are doing home delivery, they will reach out to you individually for that. So if you do home delivery, you have to meet a minimum order of, what was yours last year? 650? Yeah. So 650 cases. So that's a lot of cases. So, because they bring you pallets if you do home delivery. Just keep that in mind. If you are volunteering and your school needs volunteer hours, we will sign off on that. This is an easy way to make school volunteer hours. Bring your forms with you. And of course, patience. Folks, if you are there at 9 a.m. when they start, because usually we start about 9 a.m., I think, 8, 9, something like that, and the truck is late, be patient with us. We can't fix that. Be patient with us because we're trying to figure out where everybody is, what they're doing. But once you get there and we get going, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't take more than 15 minutes per car for those girls to get those boxes in there. If that. I mean, it is a well-oiled machine with that. Any questions about initial orders, pickups, and all that kind of good stuff? Okay. Yard signs. When you come to the pickup day, we will give you 2 yard signs as supplies allow. But you can order more if you want. Just use that code there. Joe will add that to the Facebook group. So we will only give you 2, but it's $7 for each. And you have to have that order in by November 30th. The debit will take place on December 3rd. So just to keep that in mind.
Clarify that $7
Per sign.
additional size. You still
Yes.
get your 2 for free.
All right, so now to the fun part. Barbara, come on down. Booth lottery and booth selections. So, leading up to it, do you want to talk about the council lottery and all that kind of good stuff? Or do you want me to? Okay. All right, here's the fun part. Barbara's going to talk about booth selections and how we get booths locally. Council beats us to it for some things. So, council will go and reach out to Walmart, Goodwill. Okay, Joanne doesn't exist anymore. I don't know why that, this came from them. I don't know why that's there. I know, I miss Joanne. Winn-Dixie, L Car Wash, Duffy's, I don't know what others that they had, but those are the big ones. They will reach out to them individually and secure a location. You have to go into eBuddy and get boosts from them for that. Now, I'm going to read the slide because this is a lot of information here. So, troop access, only locations within your service unit zip code. So that means for your first week 1 and 2, so December 1st through 14th, you can only choose within your zip code. So like Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie, that kind of thing. Week 3, December 15th through 21st. Troop access still limited to service unit zip code boundaries. Reservation limits are lifted. You may reserve unlimited booths. If you look at the top for the first 2 weeks, you can only reserve so many booths per day with a max total of booths based on how many girls are in your troop. Week 4 and beyond, no restrictions on booths, may be reserved within anywhere in GSSEF. What does that mean? That means we could have somebody from Vero coming all the way down and going to Fort Lauderdale or Fort Pierce if that booth has not been selected by that time. So keep that in mind. Grab your booths. That's what you have to do there if you want any of these. If your service unit secures a booth not listed above and submits it before or during the lottery, it will be added and subject to lottery rules. Lottery rollovers. The booth lottery rolls over daily at 7 p.m. Any unused picks will automatically carry over. Booth spreadsheets and submissions. Spreadsheets go to Briella. Brielle, and that's all service unit stuff there. So that's the general lottery. That is not what we do. We do a specific lottery that is different. But in order to get those booths, and we will keep reminding you about this, you have to go on to eBuddy for that.
If they do want to go to Walmart, they don't have to.
Yeah, if you want Walmart, start with that. Okay? Barbara, this is for you.
Yes, you have to use this, so.
Okay, so last year, as probably a lot of you know, we were promised by council that they were going to secure some of these booths that they're saying. Well, they did not. And we had to scramble at the last minute and go in and get a lot of the Walmarts. We're praying that this doesn't happen again. But if need be, we might need to help council again secure these booths. The rest of the booths, we as volunteers, we go secure them. So we have a form here, 2026 cookie booth permission form. Anytime any girl is outside of any business, anywhere in the council, anywhere, any business, again, any business, doesn't matter where.
But
If she,
what if you work at that business?
if she puts out a table and has a booth, it's a booth. You need a permission slip. You have to have a signed permission slip from the business. So if you own the business, you fill out the form. However, that being said, if you own, which I don't know if anybody does, if you own Bass Pro Shops, we are not going to allow, as a service unit, you to take every booth at Bass Pro Shops. You would need to put that booth into a lottery. If you own a little mom and pop bookstore, well then you can keep that, but we still need the form filled out. Cookie Police will be out. This is the biggest part of the year, and it's always every single girl in the council in the United States is under a microscope. You have to follow the rules. So somebody will say, oh, I saw this girl at a booth and it happened to a girl in my troop, as a matter of fact. She decided she wanted to set up her little booth at a gas station. And again, I got a call, hey, your girl is at this booth. Why is she there? And I don't have a permission slip. It's not the fact that she's there. We need the permission slip. You have to have it filled out. If it's a small booth, we won't add it to the lottery. You know, if it's a one-time booth, say you go and you want to work a farmer's market, or if you want to work an event, what's that? Yeah, you want to do something like that, or the botanical garden is having an event, whatever. You're more than welcome. We just need the permission slip that you're allowed to be there. If it's gonna, before you get to the booth. Just before you get to the booth, before she sets up the booth. If it's gonna be a booth that you obtain and, you know, a lot of volunteers, we actually give you extra booth picks for securing booths. So if you go out beforehand and we add them to the lottery, then they'll be on the lottery sheet. So for instance, every year I go and get Texas Roadhouse. I know the woman there, and every year she signs and it's open to the whole service unit. But again, if it's like a mom and pop shop, just give us the form. We don't put it on the lottery, but we know that you're there and correct. Insurance and council. So again, we are offering.
I can go through this really quickly. We didn't put that on the slide.
No, you didn't put it. Okay.
No, we got. I can go through this really quickly.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
Fisher's skill.
Anyway, so we have these. Yes.
One question. I know you said it several times, but that's strictly the mom and pops that need the form, and strictly like public, outdoors, visible. If somebody works at a law firm, they set up some cookies for their co-workers in the kitchen, that doesn't need to be.
No, that's not a booth.
No, even if you have a girl
It's
at a
kind of
table-
discouraged because the girl's not selling them. The girl technically should be selling them, but it's not a booth. A booth is you're setting up and even, you know, no one has secured this booth ever, and it wouldn't be a booth if, say, you happen to drive along the turnpike and you stopped at the rest stop and just happened to open your trunk and you have cookies there and people see them. That would not be a booth. But I'm just trying to point out what's a booth and what's not a booth. So the booth is when you set up a table and you're outside and, you know, in front of a business and they're selling.
Here's a great example. My husband works here. Normally during cookie season, there's shows happening. And in the past, my troop has come out here and set up a table during intermission to sell cookies. We have to fill out a booth form. Even though technically this is his place of business, but because we set up a table, we still have to fill out that form.
And because we're selling to the public.
And we're selling to the public.
Correct.
Yes.
And it took them, my first
if you are unclear about anything that has to do with booths or selling cookies, ask. Because somebody will tell on you if you're not doing it correctly. Trust me, somebody will tell on you. Any questions about the forms? We can hand these out. Whoever wants to help secure booths, places like Publix we need. You guys all know the good spots, Publix, Winn-Dixie, whoever. You can go and ask any business you can, anybody you want, to secure a booth in front of their place.
And what's our incentives? How many booths get you a pick?
One for your first, and then every 4 gets you another one.
Yeah, so if you secure a booth, you get a free selection at lottery.
Yes.
And after that, after every 4 or more, you get another free selection.
Everyone got that? All right.
Is that it? All right. Thank you guys. Bear with me. We just have a little bit more to do. I know this is a long session, but it's important that we get through all of this, or I wouldn't be doing it. So a little bit more about locations. First things first, please see Barbara for forms if you want to fill that out. That's great help, please. We appreciate it a lot. Cannot be the same as council booths. Please note, you cannot, and this is the way that apparently it's worded, is no place of business where girls cannot make a purchase or use their services. So no 18 plus only establishments. What that means is, unfortunately, we cannot, even though it is 100% legal here in the state of Florida, you cannot go and set up in front of True Leaf or a bar.
What about if we know somebody who happens to own an indoor gun range where they do allow children entry on?
No gun ranges.
Even outside?
Nope. Nope. Any place that is adult themed. If you are okay, if that is not a booth. Okay. Folks, here's the deal. And I'm going to tell you flat out. Here's what happened. And this was not local to Florida. This was in another state. And it made national headline news. There was a girl who went in a state where marijuana is 100% legal, set up with her parent outside of a marijuana dispensary, and made a ton of money, and someone snitched on her to the council and made national news and blew it up that how dare the Girl Scouts promote drug use. Was that a booth? Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, most of the responses on that feed and on that news article was parents saying, that wasn't a booth, and honestly, she used her resources wisely. But because of the negative press, they had to come out and say something, okay? So we have to really think about that. So again, think about the Girl Scout values and think about business ethics and use your best judgment. We cannot set up a booth at these places, but if you go pop your trunk, we know nothing until somebody complains to council and then council comes back to us.
And if there happens to be a ramen shop or a nail salon or something next to the dispensary,
That's okay. That's okay. If there's a shop next to some place like that, that is fine. We just can't have it on the paperwork. So, yes, yes. And there are some places in here that you might go ask them about booth locations or what have you, that the landowner might not let you set up a booth. That does happen. So, and I'll come back to that in just a second. Permission forms are required. Location spreadsheet. I have been told I have to give the speech. The speech is this. There will be a Google spreadsheet link. It's already there. If you do not fill out the sheet completely, or do not text Joe and tell him to do it, you don't get credit, which means you don't get your free slot during Cookie Lottery.
So this is like if we get somebody to like agree to have it, we have to have it in here.
The way the spreadsheet works is, if you notice, and I know this is small text here, but, oh, it's not as small when I turn around, sorry. So you see where we have, this is from last year. So like, for example, Burlington at Tradition, not yet contacted, held for council, will contact. All of that is a little drop down where you tell us where you are in the process. You have your location information, business type, restaurant, retail, other, that kind of thing. And then if you go down the way, I couldn't get a good screenshot for everything. You have your volunteer name that you put in, who you are, and what your troop is so that we can use that information for lottery. So let's say I walk in to Burlington and say, hey, I would like to set up a cookie booth. I would go in here and I would put my name down and say, I'm the one who reached out. And then down the way, the manager that I talked to, any notes, what the status is. Please update the statuses so we know what's going on. Because let's say, for example, you go and you talk to somebody at Burlington, and then I go on vacation. We can always send somebody else to help, or another troop person. But please fill out the spreadsheet. It's going to be a Google link, and Mr. Wilson, here.
It's live right now on GeminiGirlScouts.org/cookies. All of the links that are in the slideshow today, all the links to any resource that we're offering you that we're like, hey, scan this QR code and go find this thing. I haven't put them all up yet because I just saw a few of them for the first time today, but they'll all be on our service unit website, GeminiGirlScouts.org/cookies. If you just go to GeminiGirlScouts.org, you'll see a little button at the top that says cookies. Click that. It'll send you to a page that has quick links to anything and everything cookie related. This spreadsheet is already live on that site. So if you have if you know of a place of business that you would like to go secure, go now. Put your name down. Put your name in. Say yes. I'm going to go contact this organization, and you can get ahead of the game and get people in. Please, you put the date down. So the date is a new field this year. The name. Put your name down. Put the date down. Write in the notes when you go talk to them, hey, here's what's going on. The manager was out sick. I'm going to be coming back next week. Something like that, so that we know not to go at it. Because if we see. If Haley says she's going to go to talk to Publix and it's been 2 weeks from that date and nothing has happened, we're going to let somebody else go talk to Publix. So, and please don't. It's a live spreadsheet. It's a everybody can edit. Open to be editable Google document. Please don't delete the entire spreadsheet. So that happened last year. It is recoverable. We can fix it, but it's not a lot of fun. So so be careful when you're editing it, and please don't delete the whole thing.
So with that in mind, we have to have these booths selected and ready to go before our booth lottery. And our booth lottery will start on Monday, January 5th. So I'm going to go through this very quickly because we will be talking about this a heck of a lot more when we get closer. This year, booth lottery will try to make it as quick and painless as possible. When you show up on that first Monday, and actually, we're going to do booth lottery every single week of the cookie season. And I can tell you right now, starting at 7 p.m., we usually take 15 to 20 minutes to go over rules, regulations, and just sort of chit-chat, and then we get started. That doesn't mean show up at 7:15. That means show up at 7 and be patient with us while we're getting everything going. Please be there on time for that. Spreadsheet for booths. Joella said she will get them out the Friday before. That means that she's going to send out information so you can look at the booths. And what? Oh, we will get them packets. We got to get through this. I know. So with the spreadsheet for the booths, they will be ready Friday before with the Google link or PDF. Please bring your selections with you, meaning have your spreadsheet line number. That's what she asked for, actually. It makes life easier for her. Troop number, location, time, and backups. When we get on the lottery, it happens on Zoom, and it's going to take a couple of hours. Please do not get distracted. Please have a backup. Have 2 laptops if you have to. Have somebody else from your troop with you. Because the way it's going to happen is you get 2 booth picks per round. No back-to-back booths. Yes, ma'am.
Last year, there was an adjustment made out of the 2 picks per round to accommodate larger troops, where if you had more than X number of girls, you get 3 picks, more than X number of girls, you get 4 picks.
You get 2 picks.
We changed that last year specifically because it was unfair to troops that had 20 girls who are only getting 2 picks, whereas small troops with 5 girls were getting the same 2 picks. And the larger troops need a considerably larger number of booths to solve their cookies. So the adjustment was.
So Danielle, what do we want to do?
We did accommodate 3 to accommodate the larger troops, not 3 to.
Okay, larger troops, we'll get back to you on number of picks that you get for that time.
It's like a couple slides back. If you have like 25 or more girls, you get 6 picks.
That's for the council. That's council. That's only for council.
But we did adjust ours too, so we'll have to.
Yes. We will talk about that and get back to you on numbers. Yes. So we asked for so many picks per round. Do not do back-to-back booths. What does that mean? If I pick a 2 o'clock booth and then I pick a 4 o'clock booth in the same location, wait until your next turn for that and see if you just happen to get it. Service unit team, for how long it takes. We will call out the troop number 3 times and then move on to the next group. Meaning, we will get on there and say, Troop 40038, Joe, are you ready? 10 seconds. Joe, are you ready? Troop 40038. And then after that 3rd time, if you don't respond either in chat or some other way, we'll move on. And then if you pop up after 5 minutes and go, wait, I missed my turn, you have to wait till your next time. Please pay attention. We're trying to get through this quickly. And it's a school night, we know, just like tonight. I appreciate your patience with me on this. But we're trying to get through this. So this is the example of the booth lottery spreadsheet. We'll come back to this. Make sure you know where you want to go and what you want to do and have your backups. This is also live-ish from last year.
Live edited by
Yes.
Joella during the lottery.
Joella does all of this.
Joella will add our names in as we make selections.
Booth changes and cancellations. Please do not monopolize locations. That means basically don't try to take an entire day on your first round of picks, type of thing.
Don't set up and say Publix Rivergate is my territory.
Yes, we don't have territories. Everybody shares. It's the entire county. Please show up for locations. If you are not showing up for locations, please release that location in eBuddy and post on Facebook. Please. Do not private message about this. We need to be able to see it as a service unit team so we can write this down. Because I cannot tell you how many times somebody will call and say, oh my gosh, so-and-so showed up to my booth and it's my booth. We have no record of that, therefore it's not your booth. So we have to keep this as a record, folks. It's just paperwork. So you have to do that. Cookie selling. Be courteous. I have to bring this up because this is important, but we are going to share these slides so y'all can read through these. Social media. We cannot sell on business sites. You cannot buy advertisements. You cannot sell on Facebook Marketplace. You cannot post on those sites at all. Council is watching, and they will come after you. Okay? If you are on Nextdoor, or a business site that says, hey, you're free to post a link on that, like PSL business or something. That's okay, but you cannot post to sell on business sites. You can share on your own Facebook, all that kind of good stuff.
This rule is different than it used to be. So for those of us that have been around for a while, it used to be no sharing of your like cookie
Yep.
And no buying ads.
Yeah, no buying ads, that's a big one. Because the national people actually buy the ads, we noticed. Booth practices, we'll talk about this more. Basically, use common sense, folks. Be safe at booths. You know, watch your money. Don't flaunt it everywhere. Make sure you're watching where the kids are, all that kind of good stuff. Booth requirements, let's see, anything big that's out here. Provide supplies, make sure that you have your people there. I'll post that online. Pack up 5 minutes beforehand, be courteous to other troops. Last year and a couple years ago, a lot of people, what they would do is, if you were there before a troop that's setting up, the troop would set up behind them and then just move their table forward. Some people, if there's space, so be cautious of that. Work sales, and this is, Barbara's mentioned this, and we've mentioned this before, but I want to go through this. Work sales. You may take orders and deliver cookies at your place of business. Booths at a place of business must have a permission slip, and can be part of the lottery unless Barbara says we're good. You know, one-offs. Be respectful of other troops and sellers in your business. So you might have more than one person selling. Walkabout selling. Door hangers can be downloaded from Digital Cookie. Your QR code's there as well. Do not take money until product is delivered. Underline that twice. Last year we had someone who took money and never delivered cookies. So my troop was out $40 because we delivered the cookies to make sure we kept in good faith with somebody. Please don't do that. They called council. Folks, there are cookie ninjas.
And I never got cookies.
Yeah, there are cookie tattletales out there, and they will come after you. I will tell you that right now. Do not go alone. Do not go into a house. There's an entire song in Beetlejuice about a Girl Scout going in and dying. Listen to the Broadway musical. It's really funny. Don't do that. Yes. Wear your uniform or a troop shirt. Be respectful of no solicitation. Cookie stands. No selling out of the back end of your vehicle in parking lots. Barbara said the quiet part out loud. We do not talk about that. That's the official council policy, so I have to say it. Cookie stands must be on your property, meaning like in your driveway type of thing. Please do not go set up on the corner of Gatlin. If you,
Did we get calls?
Then-
There's a Girl Scout who is blocking traffic on Gatlin and is going to get run over. Please,
Yes.
Please pull them out of the road.
as an aside, if you want to put a QR code on the back of your vehicle for girls to do online sales, have at it, have fun. But don't go set up on the corner of a major intersection and block traffic. That's a big deal. So please be careful. Plus, you don't want anybody getting hurt. Follow booth guidelines, even in your front yard. It's just good standard there. Clover. Who uses Clover in here? Okay, if you already have Clover, you don't have to worry about this. New people, if you want more information on Clover, please let us know because we got to get more information from council about that. But basically, it's a way to take online, like mobile credits.
Credit card. It's
Um,
faster than Digital Cookie.
But you can use Digital Cookie. Most people use Digital Cookie. It's just up to you, your personal preference there.
Email me, we'll hook you up.
All right, this is the end, I swear. Important dates. Take the pictures. Yes, I saved this to last for our own purpose. So everybody can get their cameras out. Click, 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 click. Cookie digital sales start on December 1st. eBuddy Lottery starts December 1st. $5 shipping happens on December 4th.
Cookie Rally, December 2nd.
I didn't have that date, that's why I didn't put it in there. Cookie Rally, December 2nd. Cookie Rally's a lot of fun. Initial order due date, December 13th. Cookie Rally, you get to go and learn about how to be a good cookie seller. And you get raffled cool stuff. Booth sales begin January 12th. Initial cover deliveries Y'all don't have to worry about that. Booth sales end February 15th. Now, for the fun part. Thank you so much for coming.